dive 891 on the Cuvier out of Dover, England. This was a dive from June 2026 and was aboard the Mutiny divers boat Renegade. We were diving here as part of a trip booked on Clidive. The shot itself was dropped midships, and as we made our way down we immediately had a large school of bib here. Making our way over to the starboard side of the wreck and dropping off the side, we could see down to the seabed with more bib, and then back amongst the wreckage of the various cabins here, coming to this large winch. And as we make our way along that, on the left of the screen you can see a bottle there. That's obviously been found by an diver and placed there for people to see, or potentially they were coming back to get it and forgot about it. Continuing forward, massive school of bib here. You can see an diver in the distance with their flashlight. The wreck itself lay in about 38 meters in the holds, about 35 meters on the deck, so relatively deep. And as you can see, it's quite dark when the sun goes behind the cloud. Another school of bib here, and a diver with their torch up ahead. We were slightly disorientated when we started and had ended up moving towards the bow, but the real highlight of this dive is towards the stern, so at this point we turned around and were heading backwards. Some more wreckage of the cabins here. And here you have a couple bollards for attaching ropes to the ship. Again, the entire wreck was just covered in bib here. That blue rope there was one of the waster lines from a previous dive. Mutiny divers had also been on this wreck the previous day. Past some more of the attachment points there. A spiny spider crab. Moved a little when I approached, but wasn't particularly interested. And here we are swimming over the holds, looking down into them. We weren't sure exactly where to make our way down into them, so we ended up going all the way to the stern, having a quick look over the back of the ship, and then making our way down into the holds. Here is the stern itself. Below us, although not on camera here, was a bit of the remaining rudder. And here we've now dropped into the rear holds, and we get to the fact why this wreck is famous, is all this remaining crockery in the hold. The ship itself had come from Antwerp and was making its way over to Brazil, and had holds full of all this various painted crockery, which was going on for general circulation in Brazil. And as you can see, as we continue swimming around, the entire floor of the hold is covered in these various crockery pieces. I imagine some of the more intact bits have been taken by divers over the year, but here you can see a couple well-preserved bowls with the paint on the outside. And a couple bowls here, some mugs, a couple Tompot Blennies swimming around on the seabed as well. And here we have a pair of Leopard-Spotted Gobes. Continuing forward past that underpass to find this large amount of what looked like steel wire. Not sure if that's original from the wreck or not. And some more of the crockery. Here was a bowl all by itself with a little anemone growing on the side of it. And some of the remaining wooden parts on the deck, which we've now ascended out of the hold back to deck level. Looking down at some of the internal partitions there as a Ballan wrasse swam out and then away. another pot there. And there was, I think, potentially a bronze plate, although nothing could be seen on it. We had planned to have a maximum time to surface of about 15 minutes. We were nearing that point now, so just did a bit of circling around where the shot line was. One of the main rules about diving in Dover is you need to come back up the shot line. In the background you can hear why, as one of the large cargo ships that moves around the English Channel was moving past the wreck site. So we just did a bit of swimming around, final look in some holes, and then we made our way back to the shot line to ascend and do our deco stops. Tompot Blenny there, and just on top of the screen you can see a lobster's claw, though didn't see that when I was diving. And then this final shot before we ascend, and there you can see a couple strobe lights have been placed on the shot to help you find it at the end of the dive.